All right, so you finished task one. You've talked with your group. You've picked a name for your food truck. If you haven't, pause this video now and go do that. You guys have to decide on one name. You don't have to decide on a design yet. Each of you have made your own design, but you have to have decided on a name by now. So, task two, the menu. This is probably my favorite task of them all because you get to take basic foods like item number one, which is turkey tacos, and you get to write about it in a way that people want to try it, like their mouth waters when they read your description. So, let's take a look at the directions in the example. It says, now it's time to create the menu descriptions for the foods you'll be selling. When writing the descriptions, it's important to use vivid describing words that make customers want to buy your food. So, you should have watched the previous two videos on this slide that help you kind of make a list or a mental note of vivid adjectives that kind of awaken your senses when you read them. If you haven't watched those two videos, pause this one now, go back and watch the other two videos, and then come back and watch this one. Okay? It says here's an example of how you might describe the pizza on your menu. So this is just a normal pizza, but listen how they describe it. This delicious soft crust pizza is topped with our signature onion and garlic tomato sauce, toppings of your choice, and mounds of ooey gooey mozzarella cheese. So, if you were to see on a menu cheese pizza, you'd probably want it because you're just fourth graders. But if I were to see cheese pizza, I probably would pass by it. But if I read this description, I would certainly be getting a cheese pizza that was full of a signature onion and garlic tomato sauce. So that's the whole thing with task number two is you have to make people want to buy the food that you're selling. Okay? It says write a description for each menu item below. Remember to include vivid describing words you want your customers to be able to imagine how amazing your food tastes. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to go through item one, two, I think there's four. Yes, there's four total. Okay, and up here it tells you the item name. So, like, item number one is turkey tacos. And then it tells you the ingredients that it includes. Okay, now some of these you're not going to know just because they're spices and things that you probably have never heard of because you're not cooking in the kitchen yet. Um, but like taco shells, tomato, lettuce, cheddar cheese, sour cream. So, what I would suggest that you do is either get a dry erase marker or get a blank piece of paper. And I want you to like highlight or circle the ingredients that you know, like taco shells, tomato. And then I want you to come up with describing words. Like tomato could be um, a cherry red ripe tomato, or lettuce could be something as simple as just crispy lettuce. So get a plain piece of paper out, everyone in the group, because remember you're doing your own book. um, and then I want you to highlight or underline with colored pencils all of the ingredients that you know. And then on that blank piece of paper, work on using describing words with those before you write your description. Okay? Task 2 will take a little longer just because you're selling these menu items to customers. Um Number 5, so the number 5 you're going to add your own item. Now it's time to add your own food item to the menu. What food do you think will be a popular item? Now, you're working as a group, but I want you to come up with your own food item. So the name of the food item, okay? And remember, the name is something simple like um, dinosaur chicken nuggets or French fries or sweet potato fries, okay? The name of the food item is just what the food is. And then I want you to write a description using those vivid adjectives for that menu item, okay? So each group on this page, when I look at your books, you should have 2 to 3 different things because each of you are doing your own. So, for instance, if me, Miss Rupel, and Miss Staley were in a group, I would do a food item and describe it. Miss Rupel would do a food item and describe it, and then Miss Staley would do a food item and describe it. Okay. So it's okay to talk with your classmates and kind of brainstorm on how you could describe something, but you are not all three or all two, because some groups have two, doing the same food item here. You're doing your own and then writing your own menu description. Okay. Have fun with this. Task 2 is really fun because you really get to dig into the world of adjectives, and there are lots of good ones.